From a freak microburst in California that sent debris flying through a quiet city street, and a terrifying nighttime tornado in Nashville that caused an explosion at this power plant, to a massive mountainside collapse in China that sent locals below running for cover, and a Brazilian man who watched his roof fly away as a tornado passed overhead. Here are some of the scariest storm moments caught on camera. On March 31st of 2023, an EF3 tornado touched down in Pulaski County, just outside of Little Rock. It moved through neighborhoods and forested areas, shifting between EF1 and EF3 intensity. Tony wasn't about to hide in the basement. He wanted to see what kind of damage a tornado can do firsthand. Was it a dumb idea? Absolutely! Was the footage incredible? You bet. The Little Rock tornado grew to be 600 yards wide and was on the ground for over 34 miles. It damaged or destroyed over 2,600 buildings as wind speeds topped 165 miles per hour. The twister was part of a powerful storm front that moved over Middle America at the end of March. A two-day tornado outbreak saw 20 tornado warnings take effect simultaneously. On March 31st alone, 115 tornadoes touched down. April 1st produced another 31. The storms caused over $5 billion in damages and left over 1 million people without power. Meanwhile, our daredevil Tony had to buff a few scratches out of his car. The Quebec City-Windsor corridor is the most densely populated region in Canada. It stretches from Quebec City in the northeast to Windsor, Ontario, next door to Detroit. Roughly 18 million people live in this area, and on May 21st of 2022, they all experienced one of the wildest storms in Canadian history. Local weather experts called it a historic derecho. Winds blew over 120 miles per hour, and 4 tornadoes caused extensive damage along a 600-mile path. One local kept their camera rolling on their apartment balcony as the storm moved in. Watch how drastically the landscape changes.
Okay, baby. It's okay, baby.
It's wild to think how quickly things changed in 90 seconds. Remember what the skyline looked like before compared to what it looked like after. It goes to show how quickly Mother Nature can flip. 3 cities across southern Ontario declared states of emergency. The storm knocked out power to 1 million customers, and thousands had to wait weeks for repairs. According to local reports, the May derecho was the 6th costliest storm in Canadian history. Official estimates put the total price tag at $875 million in damages. On December 9th of 2023, a massive tornado outbreak spawned 7 storms between Clarksville and Nashville, Tennessee. Among the most powerful and destructive of those storms was an EF2 twister over the towns of Madison, Hendersonville, and Gallatin. A man was standing on his porch when he saw the tornado passing in the distance. Instead of going inside, he stood his ground and recorded the event. His footage went viral thanks to a massive explosion beyond the trees near his house.
Oh, oh my God. Holy
The explosion came from the Madison Electric facility near US 31 East. The tornado triggered multiple power flashes before causing the entire thing to explode. The blast left 5,500 people without power for the next several days. This storm touched down around 4:39 p.m. and lasted nearly an hour. It traced a 35-mile path of destruction across the Nashville area, reaching wind speeds of 130 miles per hour. It caused over $20 million worth of damage, including the power station and around 600 homes. The North Dakota oil boom of 2006 put the city of Dickinson on the map. Ever since, it has expanded to become one of the fastest-growing cities in America. The population has doubled over the past 20 years. That said, newcomers must remember one crucial fact. Dickinson is oddly prone to hailstorms. In June of 2016, one of those hailstorms struck while a local man was standing outside. He was either new in town or hadn't seen a hailstorm this crazy in a while.
Oh, goes the roof. Oh! Ow! Shit! Holy fuck!
Hail like this forms when thunderstorm updrafts carry raindrops into freezing regions of the atmosphere. These stones grow as droplets collide and instantly freeze to the surface. They fall when they get too heavy for the clouds, reaching average speeds between 9 and 25 miles per hour. The bigger they are, the faster they fall. Larger stones measuring between 1 and 2 inches can top 40 miles per hour as their weight cuts through wind resistance like paper. Anything between 2 and 4 inches can reach 72 miles per hour. After that, well, your best bet is to stay inside. Our friend from Dickinson is lucky he stayed in the doorway. He said the stones varied in size between golf balls and baseballs. Santa Barbara, California is a coastal city about 100 miles northwest of Los Angeles. It's home to about 88,000 people who love a good, relaxing day on the beach. But on September 3rd of 2017, a freak windstorm ruined everyone's beach day. Some locals were in the tasting room at Cutler's Distillery when the storm began making a racket outside. One man stepped out to see what was happening and was nearly struck by a flying tree. Another local watched the storm unfold from her porch. She quickly ran inside, only to learn the rain had broken through her roof and flooded her home office.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! The whole roof is gone. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
From inside, you can see her home office was one of many ruined by this sudden microburst storm. Water was pouring in from the ceiling, and the entire floor was covered. All in all, it looks like her entire property was basically destroyed. The water damage alone is reason enough to have to gut the entire place. Outside was just about what you might expect. Debris covered everything, and those missing roofs were scattered about the street. Microbursts are sudden and powerful air currents created when storms move into an area. In this case, winds peaked at 80 miles per hour, like the whole neighborhood was suddenly thrust into a weak tornado. Nobody was prepared. Santa Catarina is a small state in southern Brazil. It's home to 7.6 million people living in a tornado-prone region. You might not picture South America when you think about tornadoes, but they're actually the second most tornado-prone region in the world behind the US. On October 16th of 2016, a storm touched down near some homes in Santa Catarina. A local man stood outside and decided to film the storm as it neared his house. This must have been his first tornado, as he broke literally all the most important rules.
Tá louco, meu amigo? Desliga as coisas aí, Márcia. Ah, não tô conseguindo nem entrar dentro de casa. Desliga aí tudo.
Finally, he decides to get inside, where it's supposed to be safe. Unfortunately for him, this tornado had other ideas. His roof wouldn't last much longer.
Vai levar essa telha tudo.
The South American Tornado Alley includes parts of central and northern Argentina, all of Uruguay, most of Paraguay, and parts of southeastern Brazil. This homeowner should have known better. After all, he lives in a region with its own tornado alley. Sure, running inside was a good decision, but he should have stayed downstairs instead of running toward his roof. Clearly, viral footage means more to him than safety. Hassanabad, Pakistan is a small village in the Hunza Valley. It sits on the Hunza River, a confluence of two other rivers fed by glacial lakes. Under normal conditions, water flows through the Hunza and generates hydropower. But the conditions weren't so normal in early May of 2022. Pakistan was going through an extreme heat wave. Some regions recorded temperatures as high as 121 degrees Fahrenheit. The heat melted more glacial ice than the Hunza River could handle. It led to a violent flood that destroyed a critical bridge in the village, leaving locals stranded on either side. Elsewhere in the village, floodwaters caused a massive landslide that nearly took a building with it. The bridge collapse left about 30,000 people stranded in the Hunza Valley. Floods also impacted their clean drinking water supply. 5 days later, the bridge still hadn't been repaired. Now that's surprising because the Hassanabad Bridge is crucial to Pakistan's economy. It connects the country to important Chinese trade routes. Without the bridge, delivery drivers can't reach their destinations, as there is no other way across the Hunza for large trucks. We bet someone fixed the bridge ASAP once their wallet began hurting. Foshan, China is a densely populated prefecture-level city in central Guangdong province. It's one of several major cities in the Pearl River Delta economic zone, also known as the largest urban region on Earth. We're talking about 86 million people living in one place. So, when a rare Chinese tornado touches down, plenty are around to see it. On June 19th of 2022, one of those rare Chinese twisters formed over Foshan City. It picked up loose debris, destroyed several roofs, and did a number on some power lines. Whoa! According to reports, this storm rated as an EF1 on the enhanced Fujita scale. It was strong enough to uproot trees and tip over a semi-truck. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. Power crews quickly restored 70% of the damaged power supply later that night. Other teams cleared the collapsed trees off main roads, and the city was back up and running within 24 hours. On February 8th of 2022, a family in Prachinburi, Thailand was sitting on their porch when something odd began happening on the road. Objects began lifting off the ground and spinning into the air. That's when our camera woman realized a dust devil was spinning up outside her home. But instead of running inside, she recorded the mini tornado, laughing the entire time.
ยังไม่หมด
Pawanrat, our camera woman, said she wasn't scared when she saw the dust devil. Instead, she was fascinated by how it picked up leaves and small items and tossed them around. It only looks like the dust devil disappears on the street because there's no sand to pick up. It takes on that solid tan color once it moves over her front yard. She said the dust devil lasted another 5 minutes. Nobody got hurt, and there was no reported damage in its wake. Still, dust devils can be dangerous, and you shouldn't get too close. It can easily pick up small rocks. One of those to the skull will leave you with a splitting headache. Bijie, China is a prefecture-level city in northwestern Guizhou province. It's home to about 6.5 million people who know landslides can strike at any moment. The wet climate and mountainous terrain makes all of China extremely landslide-prone. On May 8th of 2022, one of those landslides occurred in Baiyan, a small community outside the main city. Locals watched as the mountain collapsed in the distance. Before they knew it, a massive wave of rock and debris was heading right for them. According to local reports, 25,000 cubic meters of rock slid down the mountain and destroyed the forest below. Locals feared that 3 people had gone missing during the landslide. Search and rescue teams worked as quickly as they could, but they had to ensure the area was safe first. Some reports indicated that the site was still unstable and that another 10,000 cubic meters of rock could fall at any time. Sadly, it appears as though all 3 people were lost in the landslide. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.